to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And we're back. I missed that perfect music, Mark. I did. The tab was muted. Mr. Rotella. These are the things that Mr. Rotella thinks about for the rest of the night. You missed that music, Mark.
Thank you.
Good speech. Good speech. We enjoyed it.
This was supposed to be a nice fire chat, Mr. President.
Yes, good. I got set up now. I did know.
You made the job for the moderator really easy. Thank you, Mr. President, for your speech. I do have a few follow-up questions, if it's okay. Sure. I don't think I should start with Greenland, maybe. I'll start with the economy. The U.S. economy is doing really, really well.
Why are these losers so obsessed with Greenland? Who cares? We want it. We're taking it.
But how to sustain this growth moving forward? Because there's always a recession looming around the corner.
Well, you know, the one thing about economies and recessions is sometimes you get hit unexpectedly and there's nothing you can do about it. All brilliant people, but there's nothing. One example was COVID. We had an economy going at levels like nobody had ever seen my first 2.5, 3 years. And then I heard the word pandemic, not COVID. They came up with that name over a period of time. We won't get into that. But I heard the word.
I think it was a part of the faults of the people that you're actually sitting in, sir.
Pandemic. And I had a poll come out that was so strong just prior to that. And I was with the two best pollsters, McLaughlin and Fabrizio. And they said, sir, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, if they came back and ran as president and vice president, they couldn't beat you. And then what happened is the following day, I was told to stay tuned because there's something really bad happening in China. There are bodies laying all over Wuhan.
Do you remember watching that, Dome? Do you remember watching the video that sold the world on COVID? People just like falling over. It looked so incredibly fake. God damn it, man. Humans are so dumb.
Right around that certain building that we talk about, I always said it came from Wuhan. It did come from Wuhan.
It did come from Wuhan.
And there were body bags. We saw it by satellite. And they said, there are strange things happening in China. And so it began. And we ended up with the COVID and the whole world suffered. We streamed that video. We did a phenomenal job. I don't think we got the credit we deserved. We did something that Operation Warp Speed, which some people say was one of the greatest military feats ever. We did a great job. Used our military, used a lot of people. But sometimes you get hit with things, nothing you can do.
Why does Trump always bring up the vaccine?
You get hit with things like that unexpectedly. And we got through it. And when I left, the stock market was higher than it was previous to the COVID coming up. And I called it a great achievement. But things happen. Bad things happen. The things that we can stop are wars if we're smart. That we can stop. Those are a matter of being intelligent and having intelligent people on the other side, because wars are the worst of all. Wars are worse than anything. But we can stop wars because that's sort of up to us. But things like dust flying in the air, wherever COVID comes from or whatever comes, sometimes you have to be a little bit lucky. But
no, we could have definitely stopped COVID.
We are poised to have an economy like no other, not only in this country, but anywhere. And you know, when you hear the kind of numbers that I can tell you that Scott Bessent was with me the other day, and he's looking at numbers. He said, I can't. And that's all he's done his whole life, pretty much your whole life. Scott, you weren't going to be a football player, I don't think. Scott was not that great at football, but he was always good at numbers, right?
Well, I don't know. He's pretty good at touch football, if you ask me.
And he was
Scott Bessent's the center.
He said, I'd never seen anything like this. We're poised to do things that no other country has ever done. And, you know, luck, I hate to say it, but We need a little luck. We don't want to get hit by something that nobody could have thought. Whoever thought we were going to hit by a pandemic? You know, when I heard the word pandemic, I said, oh, that's an ancient problem. World War I, they lost 100 million people. It actually ended World War I. A lot of people don't know. The Spanish flu in World War I ended the war because all the soldiers were sick. The soldiers were so sick on both sides, and that war was raging, and they were all dying from the Spanish flu. They were sick as dogs. They couldn't fight. So, you know, you don't know how that would have turned out. But so we do, I mean, subject to that, and I always have to put a caveat in for it, but we're poised to have the greatest growth of any large country, I think any country that there's been. When you look at what's happening in the United States, it's really amazing.
Thank you. One thing that maybe keeps you up at night, I know you don't sleep that much anyway, Mr. President, is the debt. The U.S. debt is high, is now the biggest expenditure on your budget. How to get out of that impasse?
Well, the big thing is growth. I mean, growth is the way. If we grow like this, we go from having at $37 trillion. We go from having high debt to low debt. But we also are cutting expenses, you know, the old-fashioned way. We have extraordinary growth. I think we're going to be growing our way out. I think we're going to be paying off debt. We're taking in tremendous money from tariffs fairly. And again, I'm using them judiciously. You know, Switzerland's a case study. I could have gotten much more. I could have asked for much more. But we're using them judiciously. But I think growth, most importantly, and then cutting costs. Now, if you take a look at Minnesota, $19 billion in fraud and other things. People going to airports, they came into the country, they don't have 10 cents, and they're leaving with hundreds of thousands of cash in their bags. When we get to that, and our DOJ, Pam, and Todd, and all the people that work over there, and all of the people that work in here, I can tell you, Scott Bessent.
So nothing's going to happen then. Nothing's going to happen. Pam Bondi is the biggest disappointment of this administration. What the fuck are we doing about it? I'm done playing nice with Pam Bondi. I'm sick of it, man. Aren't you sick of it, Chad? Aren't you completely sick of Pam Bondi?
That's a priority, right? You have your whole team.
What a waste of our time.
Looking for where this money is coming from, how much it is. It could be more than $19 billion. Can you believe that? That's just one state. If we were able to cut out 50% of the fraud, 50%, and we should be able to do better than that, we would have a balanced budget without having to talk about even growth. So we have a lot of options, but we're working very hard on that. That's a big deal. It's not just the protests, the fake protests done by agitators and, you know, professional insurrectionists. That's what they are. They're professional troublemakers. But we are looking very strong at the money, too, in Minnesota and other places.
I think, Mr. President, also the $500 billion invested in artificial intelligence and the frontier technologies last year.
Wow,
also.
Chad, overwhelmingly sick of Pam Bondi. Ballyho, Chad.
We're driving growth exponentially in the U.S.
Well, AI has been a big factor.
I mean,
AI
unbelievably frustrated with the chick.
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg showed me a plant where he put it over a map of Manhattan, and it was basically the size of Manhattan. This is not, I said, you got to be kidding. It's a plant that was miles long, miles wide, very high. I don't think it was high like the Empire State Building, but it was high. And it literally covered most of the island of Manhattan. That's called a big plant. And, you know, when I heard they're going to spend $50 billion building it, I said, you know, if you spend $50 million, you can build a nice little shopping center. If you spend $500 million, you can build a good shopping center. But how do you spend $50 billion? When I looked at this thing, I said, you think you'll be able to do it for that? It's amazing when, you know, some of the plants that I see, and I see them all. And again, so big is we're letting them build their own electric generation. This way we have no problem. And otherwise they'd be complaining. There'd be nobody able to, but you know, we have an old grid system. And not only that, they're going to sell at a very cheap price the excess electricity that they create back into our grid. So that'll solve some problems for certain states that don't have enough electricity.
We also know that on the AI, there is fierce competition between the US as the largest economy in the world, 27% of the global GDP and 5% of the global population, not doing that badly.
Wrench, thank you so much, Wrench, with a $10 dome investment. Maybe the robot's going to work. We're running into technical difficulties today. Wrench with a $10 dome investment saying happy freedom, and Ballyho, Wrench. Thank you so much. I see that you found us from the hooligans. Welcome in, Wrench. Ballyho, my man.
And China. And we know that that competition is very tough on AI. I know you're heading to a state visit to China in April. How do you see the US-China relationship moving forward? Are you able to combine this tough competition with also collaboration?
So I've always had a very good relationship with President Xi and with President Putin. Talk about, you know, the larger.
Ron Cargo says, as much as I don't want to admit it, I took the first jab. From what I'm hearing about 5G, I'm screwed, says Ron Cargo. Well, Ron, I think that if you never took that first jab, you also would have never found the dome. Would you agree? And then even after you took that first jab, once you found the dome, I mean, you've been with the dome freaking forever after that, man.
Powers. But I've always had a very good relationship with President Xi of China. He's an incredible man. What he's done is amazing. He's highly respected by everybody. And I do now. I mean, now I have good. It was very severely interrupted by COVID. I used to call it the China virus, but he said, do you think you could use a different name? And I decided to do that because why should we have a problem over that? But
I don't know, because when the military games happened in Wuhan, China, then the military came over here, our military, and that's when COVID started to spread. So it kind of sounds like China spread it through the military games. Am I the only one that's been paying attention this whole time?
Do that, and they were
a true diplomat, huh?
I became a diplomat for the first time. Well, you know who taught me that? Marco Rubio.
I will never forget about COVID stuff.
He said, let me teach you about diplomacy. Hey, any guy that gets approved by 100% of the votes, think of it, he got liberal Democrats and radical right Republicans to approve him. He's the only one. The next one was like lost 45 votes.
Ballyho, Ron, thanks,
but
man.
He got all 100 votes voting for him. And at first I wasn't happy about it. I said, wait a minute, I don't like that. And now it turns out that the Democrats probably wish they didn't do that. And Marco has been fantastic. Marco, stand up, please. You have done a great job as Secretary of State. He's going to go down as the best Secretary of State.
That's a very humble
Scott,
stand
and we
from
have
Marco.
Susie, who's the first female Chief of Staff, and she's the best Chief of Staff, too. And I see Howard Lutnick, who I know spoke, and Howard's fantastic. Some of the deals we're doing are great. And I want to pay particular attention because we have Chris. And Chris, you got up and spoke, I think. He's the #1 oil man in the world, because I was going to put Doug Burgum, who's fantastic. I don't know if Doug's here. Is Doug here? Doug Burgum is fantastic. He said, sir, there's one man better than me. And he introduced me to Chris. And he turns out to be. So we're drilling more oil and gas now than we ever have by almost double. Is that right, Chris? And on top of it, we get a lot coming out of Venezuela. So anyway, so we're doing great. The country is just doing great. We have great people. Thank you. And I see other people. We have Steve Witkoff. We have Jared. I got so many people. I'm in trouble because when I go back, they're going to be people with long faces. Sir, you didn't introduce me. I got so many people. And we have a lot of the greatest people anywhere in the world. I know them all.
He never introduces the dome.
I won't continue because we'd be here all day.
Thank you, Mr. President. We also know that you're a deal maker, and then maybe coming back to Greenland and Ukraine. What kind of deal in the end do you see between the U.S. And Denmark? Because, you know, I guess you see it now as a negotiation going on, or?
Well, it's costing Denmark hundreds of millions a year to run it. And Denmark's a small country and wonderful people. But, you know, it's very expensive. It's a very big piece of ice. And it's very important. I mean, I don't want to repeat the speech, but it's very important that we use that for national and international security. That can create a power that will make it impossible for the bad guys to do anything against the perceived good ones. And it's a great block for Europe, just like, you know,
ones.
Denmark was supposed to spend hundreds of millions.
Who are the bad guys in the world right now, my friends? Get it in the chat. Who do you consider to be the bad ones?
They didn't spend the money. They didn't spend anything almost. And we'll see what happens. I just say this. NATO has treated the United States of America very unfairly. We never asked for anything.
Because I don't really look at countries as bad anymore. I kind of look at inner workings inside of those countries as bad. So I'm kind of looking at things as a patriot versus deep state thingamajiggy, right? And there's deep states everywhere.
We never got anything. We actually
Illuminati.
took care of the needs of NATO for years and years, which I felt was always unfair. So I got NATO to pay because they're rich countries. But I think it's time that NATO step up. We're helping them with Ukraine. Without us, I think Putin would have gone all the way. I think we have it. I think that could have been a World War III, if you want to know the truth. If Kamala was elected, or Joe, any one of those, you know, those thinkers, I think you could have ended up in World War III. And
Taz says the reptilians under the ice in the tunnels. I'm with you, Taz. Civil Wizard says Netanyahu. Marty says the socialists. Yep. The woke left, definitely an enemy. The media, enemy of the people, #1.
I will say Steve Witkoff has been dealing incredibly.
Countries are not at war anymore. We're at war with ourselves.
We want to get it stopped, but we're not going to have World War III. I think if I wasn't elected, I think that could have evolved into World War III. It was a very, very bad situation, and it still is, but it's not that kind of bad. It's bad because so many young people are being killed.
How close do you think there is on an agreement on Ukraine? I had the pleasure of speaking with Steve Witkoff.
Sharon says the enemy is the educated white female liberal with nose rings. I can see that. M says the Marxists. Yep. Wrench says the whole UN is a joke. I agree, Wrench.
Jared Kushner yesterday. I know they're working hard on it. I know that they're also traveling now. Do you see this very close or
Woke says anyone that is corrupted by money or weird ideology? Yeah, man. We're definitely at a point now in the world where we're fighting against thoughts and not against countries. Does that make sense? We're fighting against ideologies and not against countries. And this is a more important fight than going up against another person's freaking kingdom. Winning the ideology fight is the fight that we have to win.
Well, I hate to say it. I thought that was going to be, so I settled 8 wars plus. And I thought that was going to be one of my easier ones. Not the easiest. Some I settled in a matter of hours because I'm good at that stuff.
Ronnie says basically anyone who doesn't watch the Dome is an enemy.
The United Nations should be doing this. I shouldn't be doing it, but it doesn't matter.
We got a lot of enemies then.
Saving a lot of lives. We're saving millions of lives. With Ukraine, Russia, there's tremendous hatred between President Zelensky and President Putin. That's not good. That's not good for settlements. We know from dealing. There's abnormal hatred. With that being said, I think Russia wants to make a deal. I think Ukraine wants to make a deal. And we're going to try getting a deal done. We're getting, I think, Steve, I think I can say that we're reasonably close. Now, what happens is oftentimes we'll have a deal with Russia. Russia's set, and President Zelensky will not do it. You saw that when he was in the Oval Office. I was not happy. And then we'll have President Zelensky wants to make a deal, and Putin doesn't want to make the deal. It's a very difficult balance. And it's big time, and it's
let's just walk away.
Is, to use a word, it's a bloodbath. It's horrible what's happening. It's a drone war. The drones are killing, thousands of people a week, thousands. We have to get it stopped. So I believe they're at a point now. I'm going to meet with President Zelensky later today. I believe they're at a point now where they can come together and get a deal done.
How does this guy do so
and
much
if they don't,
in one day?
They're stupid. That goes for both of them.
Eric and Amy with a $5 Dome investment says, Mr. Rotella, can I buy a poll? How many Domers believe these Davos elite globalists are satanic Republicans? Well, we can put a 1 inside the chat, but we are running into some technical difficulties tonight. So our polls are not working, our likes are not working, our alerts obviously are not working tonight, or your thing would have popped up. Domers, put a 1 inside the chat if you believe that Davos elite globalists are satanic reptilians, like actual shapeshifter reptilians.
And I know they're not stupid.
I can get
but
into
if they
that.
don't get this done, they are stupid. So I don't want to insult anyone, but you got to get this deal done. Too many people are dying.
Thank you, Eric.
It's not worth it.
President Sisi is sitting on the first row here. He spoke earlier today and also complimented you on the Gaza deal. I think there will be a signing tomorrow. Of course, there are different views on this, but how important do you think this signing is on the board of peace? And do you think this is going to sustain? Do you think we now will see Gaza reconstructed and the billions of US dollars invested?
I do. I mean, I think we have peace in the Middle East. There are some little situations like Hamas, and Hamas has agreed to give up their weapons. Now, you know, they were born with a weapon in their hand, so it's not easy to do. When they were born with a rifle in their hand. It's not an easy thing for them, but that's what they agreed to. They've got to do it. And we're going to know, Jared, over the next 2 or 3 days, certainly over the next 3 weeks, whether or not they're going to do it. If they don't do it, they'll be blown away very quickly.
This sounds like another war that's about, well, maybe not a war, but it sounds like another bombing about to happen.
Peace deal. And some of those countries aren't even they're near the Middle East, but they're not in the Middle East traditionally. And they want to come in and take out Hamas. They want to come in. They want to do whatever they can. There's a problem with Hezbollah in Lebanon, and we'll see what happens there, but that's a problem. But there are these little flames, but there's peace in the Middle East. Now, had we not gone in and knocked out with those big, beautiful, we just ordered 25 brand new ones, the latest and the greatest.
I agree with that, Ron.
The B-2 bomber. Think of them, they went in there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Task Shay says, where's the B-roll of all those people visiting the bus of Marina Abramovich? That micro content got great numbers today. My friends, if you did not watch us watch Davos talk about Maria Abramovich expedition. You guys know what I mean. That is at Davos. Go check out that video. It is a great video.
With no moon, no light, no nothing.
That was fun.
Every single one of those massive bombs hit its target. 100,000-pound bombs hit its target. Every one of them. And then on top of it, from a submarine 300 miles away, we hit the sites with tomahawks, which is an unbelievable weapon. So, you know, we did our job. If we didn't do that, you would have never had peace in the Middle East. And the countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar could never have, and others could never have signed anything because you would have had this dark cloud, and the dark cloud was Iran with nuclear. Iran would, if we didn't take them out, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 months. They were very close to having the nuclear weapon. And
we've heard that for 20 years,
and it was a total obliteration. If they may try again, but they're going to have to try from a different area because that area was obliterated. Incredible thing we did, and because we did that, we were able to make peace. If we didn't do that, I would say, Jared and Steve, if we didn't do that, there was no chance of making peace because the countries I just named and other countries could have never signed off. They were afraid. They were afraid. We had a bully. The bully was Iran, the bully of the Middle East. They used to call it for years. They were the bully of the Middle East. They're not the bully of the Middle East anymore.
Mr. President, I know you even had to change plane last night, so I guess you didn't have much sleep, but I think but your energy is still there. I know you have several bilateral meetings. I know you're also hosting a reception. So thank you so much for coming back to Davos. Thank you so much. It's highly appreciated.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Always a showman. Always the showman. Usually we see we're even having technical difficulties here, my friends. Usually we have how many people are following the channel, how many people like the stream, how many elite domers we have. What's going on? Maggie says, Ron, yes, it was. He was awesome. A caller said, did the boss let you off today? No. Mr. Rotella loves the day job. Mr. Rotella loves the day job, and the day boss loves the dome. If it wasn't for the day boss, there would be no dome right now, my friends. Elita Moran Cargo said, so did Macron get punched in the eye, or was he skull fucked, says Ron. Oh, geez, Ron. Oh, geez, Ron. Let's have a little chat with the chat, shall we? Lala says, our internet is on and off for days now. Same with the phones, says Lala. Taz Brachet says, Eye of the Tiger. Silver Wizard says, did Oprah give him a black eye? Someone was on The View that we would have watched. Oh, Mondani was on The View. You guys got lucky. If there's one thing that I know the Dome chat loves to watch, it's The View inside the Dome. Maggie says, Macron black eye from the Illuminati? Perhaps, says Maggie, perhaps. Wrench says, he got pink eye from his guy friends, says Wrench. I could see I could see Macron diddling with some other people's pasta. Little Philly says, I'm still giddy knowing Newsom's speech got cut. Is that really what happened today? Why was Newsom even there? What could he give a speech about? This is how you make billion-dollar homes burn down. Maggie says, no, not The View. I'm not going to play it. We're not going to play it. It's Davos week. Caller says, Al Gore spoke at Davos. I did see that. Usually we do some Al Gore whenever he speaks at Davos. Malay spoke today, Ron. Tomorrow we're going to have to compile. I mean, we're doing Davos all week, my friends. I love this week. Tomorrow we're going to have to compile. Maybe we'll do Macron just off the top of my head. We can do Macron. We can do Carney. And maybe Al Gore. I don't know. I don't think Al Gore would be good streaming though. Let's see what other world Malay. Maybe we can do Malay tomorrow. But I definitely want to check out Macron's speech, and I definitely want to check out Carney's speech. Oh, and I'd like to see, the head of the EU tomorrow as well. That blonde chick. Are we taking notes? Who's taking notes about this? Arm says Macron is scum. Why name the parasites after him? Georgia Maloney? Is that her name? That would be pretty amazing if I got that right. Is it Georgia Maloney? Who is Georgia Maloney? I know Georgia Maloney is somebody. I wouldn't have said it if it wasn't. I would have said Georgia Baloney. Baloney. I love that Rumbot's now selling the Methylene Blue. Good job, Rumbot. Thank you. M says Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is not speaking at the World Economic Forum, though it does feel like she is a part of the deep state every single freaking day at this point. Oh, Georgia Bologna is Italy's PM. Thank you, little Philly. Yes, now I know who we're talking about. I don't know if she's scheduled. If she's scheduled, we will check that one out. I gotta go through everything. I gotta go through everything that they've done so far. Oh, Gretchen Whitmore was there. Oh my God, you know we love streaming Gretchen Whitmore. Conversations with U.S. state governors. Oh, shit. We're going to have to do that one. Bam, we're going to have to do that one tomorrow. Who else is on this panel? Gretchen Whitmore, Andy Bashir, Kevin State, Richard Quest. I don't know who Richard Quest is. Andy Bashir sounds familiar. But Gretchen Whitmer at Davos sounds like great doming for a 3 minutes of hate. Overtax just pick up the all-seeing mustache tea. Just picked up the all-seeing mustache tea. Thanks, Mr. Rotella. Thank you, Overtaxed. Thank you. All of our merch is at cost, everybody. We make nothing. We make absolutely nothing off of the merch. It's much more important for you to be a part of the brand than for us to make like honestly, the merch is already what? $19 for a shirt and is free shipping? It's like $19 for a shirt. What do? I make it $10. I get 5. Ronnie gets 5. It's a much better deal for you guys to wear the brand. Be a part of the stream. Wear the brand, be a part of the stream. I don't need your extra $2. Awesome. Awesome, Overtax. I hope you like it. It is a great logo. This logo right here, right there. Honestly, Ronnie and I were splitting like $20 every month. Here's your $10, Ronnie. Here's your $10. No, screw that. Fuck that. M says, what the hell? Governors have to be a part of the one world order? I mean, Gretchen Whitmore 100% is part of the deep state. She was kidnapped by mostly FBI agents. And the person and the FBI agent that was in charge of that investigation then became the person that was in charge of Washington, D.C. before January 6th. I mean, of course they're part of the deep state. Arm says, Mr. Rotella Streams t-shirt has made me the talk of the town. Tony, a total fanny magnet now. Is that a good thing? You know what I'd really wish that we could sell as fanny packs. Now that you mentioned that, Arm, oh my God, the all-seeing mustache on a fanny pack would be amazing. Who would wear a fanny pack? I would. I would 100% rock a fanny pack again. And we'd sell them in black and neon pink. A black fanny pack or a neon pink fanny pack? I would rock it. I'd rock the neon pink one. Eddie Ting says, I would rock a fanny pack. Aram says, fanny is a front bottom here in England. A front bottom here in England? What the hell does that mean? Is that what, a front bottom? Is that what, Freddie Mercury was? Freddie Mercury was a power front bottom. I never understood the term. Oh my God, I never understood the term power bottom. I mean, I'm not a part of the gay community or anything like that, you know. But what the hell is a power bottom? What does that mean? Do we want to look that? We don't want to look that up. Do we want that even explained to us? I don't think that we want that even explained to us. A power bottom. I don't know. Elita Moran Cargo says, Proud Boys heading to Minnesota. Anybody heard from Eddie? Says Ron Cargo. Good question. Is Eddie streaming tonight? Eddie not streaming tonight. We'll rate Eddie whenever we don't rate Dome After Dark if Eddie happens to be streaming. Sharon's here says, I'm not looking that up. What do you mean, Sharon's here? You don't want to find out what a power bottom means? I kind of feel like we asked Domebot. I kind of feel like we asked Domebot. Let's see. Let me look this up really quick just so that I can see what the answer is going to be. And then maybe we'll go to Domebot. What is a power bottom? Question mark. I don't think. Ron says go to Domebot. All right, sure. Okay. The treasurer asked for it. Hey, Domebot. Domebot, what's up? We miss you. Okay, you asked for it, Ron. You asked for it. We asked Domebot, what is a power bottom? Let's see. Talk out loud. There we go.
Power bottom is a term used, mostly, in gay men's sexual slang / community to describe a specific type of bottom during anal sex. A power bottom is someone who prefers to bottom, receive penetration, but is very sexually dominant, assertive, energetic, and controlling in the dynamic. Often directs the action, sets the pace, tells the top what to do, chooses positions, demands a certain intensity / rhythm, etc. Frequently rides the top very aggressively, hence why you see so many power bottom equals guy who rides dick like it's his job memes. Usually has high stamina, strong pelvic / hip control, and is physically quite active during sex.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ron. Oh my God. Thanks a lot, Ron. Well, now I know what to ask for Valentine's Day. Woo! That got intense quick. That got pretty intense pretty quick. Was it getting hot in here, or was it just me? Ronnie says, wow, thank goodness we documented that for all time. That's right. Can I return the shirt, says Overtack. Very nice. A 5-day timeout for Domebot. I thought it was interesting. M says, never using that terminology. Oh my God, that was insane. You never know what you're going to get inside the dome. Nor does that power bottom. Ron Cargo says, my great-great-great-great-grandkids just heard that. Okay, anyways, let's get off that topic. Oh, I love it. I love the chat. I love the chat. What are we going to do tomorrow? That's right. We're going to do, God, I got to do premium content this month, and I'm running out of time. And I don't really know when I'm going to do it. In the future, we might have to put public domain theater behind a paywall. Would you hate me for that? We've brought back gifted subs so that if people give subs and you become an elite domer, you can still watch the premium content. But I mean, I got to use these hours. I got to do 5 hours a month to stay inside the partner program for Rumble. And I don't know where the hell we're going to fit that right now. Since we do family-friendly Fortnite Saturday morning, and then we do public domain theater Saturday night, I mean, oh my God, if I was to do, like, it would have to be on Saturday. Family-friendly Fortnite at 10 to 12. Premium content from 2 to 4. And then public domain. Oh my God, that is a long day on Saturday. I'll think about it. Sedan says it has to be live. I don't know. Well, I mean, if I am putting out premium content, Sedan, I want to be there to talk to people. We got to figure out something with that. Adding public domain theater, I didn't really think it through. But, I mean, we love public domain theater. Maybe I do some premium content tomorrow morning. We play that precinct game or something. Law and Order morning. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. We just got to do something for the month. Arm says the Saturdays have been much appreciated, Supreme Leader. Well, thank you, Arm. Dude, I'm having a blast. Public domain theater. Just do it, says anything. You're right. I mean, you're not wrong. Sharon's here says, I'm all about that. What? The precinct in the morning? That is a fun game. It's been a while since we played that. I drive around and I'm a cop and I shoot people. The graphics are very 80s, very retro. That would be fun tomorrow morning. Can Mr. Rotella wake up and do a 7 a.m. stream? Because if we can bust out 2 hours tomorrow morning, or what am I doing talking to you guys about this? Mr. Rotella, this is your job to figure out. If I can bust out a 2-hour premium stream tomorrow morning, it makes everything a little bit easier. Well, I gotta be done with streaming by 9 a.m. to work at the day job. For now. We just have to make it work for now. Because when we do cut down our day job hours, to just 3 days a week, then the premium will become a lot easier. We just got to make it work for the next coming months. Easy. Easy. We're making this thing work, Dome. Like, do you like when I try to explain to people in my everyday life the astronomical odds against us of making this work? The odds are completely against us in making this work, and we are making this work. We've been making this work for years at this point. Let's go. Let's go. We are 100% in the home stretch, the last lap. He's coming around the corner. We're coming around the corner. We're coming around the corner. Oh, that's great horse racing terminology. We're coming around the corner. Ballyho Outlaw Dogs, welcome in. Welcome in, Gus Ballyho. Gus says, life is good. Enjoy it while you can. Well, thanks, Gus. Jesus, your first comment tonight? Life is great. Gus says, life is great, everybody. Don't forget you're going to die. Thanks, Gus. Anyting says the dog days are over. Okay, maybe some premium content in the morning. If you're up, come and hang out, have a cup of coffee with me. We'll be on the beat. We'll be on the street beat. Better than a power bottom. Let's go to the den, shall we? Let's go to the den. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. So tomorrow, here's what we're going to do. Miss Rotella and Sharon's here. We're going to go through the world leaders that spoke at Davos so far. And we're going to watch some world leaders tomorrow night. Anyting says, does it have to be premium to be premium? Do you mean, does the content need to be premium to be premium? No, I just have to hit a button so that only elite domers or people that pay for Rumble Premium can watch. Hell, we can just have coffee together tomorrow. Maybe we should just do that. Have coffee for an hour, scroll through Twitter. That sounds better than playing a video game at 8 in the morning. I'm not in the mood to play video games at 8 in the morning. Outlaw Dog says, what time? What time? Everybody's saying what time. Jesus. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just came up with the idea right now. No, if we do premium coffee, that's not a bad. Sponsored by 1776 Coffee. Oh, I bet I can do that ad right now.
Everybody's got a price.
We can do the ad right now. Join us tomorrow morning, everybody, at 8 o'clock Eastern. for premium Rotella coffee. Premium Rotella roast coffee. Still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold, dark roast that hits hard, the smooth, the medium roast, and the Vitality Mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus with no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. A frother strong enough to stir your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. And a black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones that's been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 7075coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. Were we in the den? Weren't we in the den? Arm says mold-free but has fungus. Nailed it. Thank you, Aram. Yeah, sure. Let's have some coffee together tomorrow. Rotella's roast. Mornings with Rotella's roast? I don't know. We're going to have to come up with something. We'll come up with something. We got, what, 8 hours? We've got 10 hours until we stream again. PNW says beer nuts on Twitter right now. God, I love beer nuts. I should have got some beer nuts at the store. I went to the store today. I bought a bunch of air fryer stuff. Whew. Life has changed forever. How much did the ad make? $1.24. I'll take it. I appreciate it. I'll take it. That's free money. Rotella's Dark Roasted Round Table. Rotella's Roasted Round Table. Rotella's Roasted... I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we do have to do some kind of content tomorrow morning. So, hey, if you want to hang out with me in the morning, we're going to figure out what we're going to do at 8 o'clock in the morning. But what are we going to do tomorrow? Actually, we do know. We're watching World Leaders from Davos. If you guys had a great time tonight, my name is Mr. Rotella. We are live every Monday through Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern for all your misinformation needs. Make sure to hit that Rumble like button. Make sure to hit that Rumble follow button. And until 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning, Bally ho.